So coming to private IP address versus public IP address. So what is private IP address? A private IP address is used within a private network such as home, office, or enterprise network. And it is not capable of routing onto the global internet. These addresses are used, the private IP addresses are used for internal communication and help converse public IP addresses. So what is the purpose of private IP? It enables communication within private network. And what are the, who can assign the private IP? So private IP can be assigned by a network administrator or by yourself or by an automatically from the DHCP. So the scope of the private IP address is it is not routable on the global internet. It is only used for local communication. And coming to public IP address, which is assigned to a device for direct access over the internet. These public IP addresses are globally unique and routable. So that means they can be accessed from any other device on the internet. So why do you use, what is the purpose of public IP? The purpose of public IP is to enable direct access to device over the internet. To enable direct access to other devices over the internet. So who assigns this public IP? Public IP is assigned, typically it's assigned by internet service provider. So the scope of this is public IP address is globally unique and routable. So there is a range for private IP address, something like class A, class B, class C. There is a range for private IP address. If you want to find which one is private IP address or which one is public address, for example, I'll give some value called 1.2.3.40. So is this IP address comes inside a private IP? Check from 10.0.0 to 10. No, it doesn't come. So that's why it's a public IP. Okay, let's take some example 10.0.2.4. So does it comes inside this range? Yes or no? Yes, because it comes in the class A. So it is a private IP. So if I take some other example, something like 193.0.2.6, which IP is this? Does it start from 192? No, it's not inside the 192. So it's 193. So 193 in the sense it's out of private IP range. That is public IP. Okay. And what else we have? Okay. So we need to remind this private IP ranges so that we can find easily whatever IP, whether it's a private or public. Okay. So this is how you can find public and private IP address. And if you want to find your own public IP address, if you want to find your public IP address, then you can go to Google and go to Google, then search for what is my IP, then the result will be the public IP. And if you want to find your private IP, then you can go to CMD, which is command prompt. You can type, you can search for command prompt, then you can open it and search for IPCONFIG if you are using Windows, or you can type ifconfig if you are using Linux or Mac. Then the result will be private IP. So the public IP we can't change because it is assigned by internet service provider. But the private IP address we can change it by ourselves. So let me draw some example diagram here. For example, we have one Wi-Fi router here. We are, for that Wi-Fi router, a lot of devices are connected. Okay, and here this will go to ISP and it will go to different router, different networking routers, and it will go to again to ISP. Then from the ISP to some other Wi-Fi device. Then here there also will have similar devices. So I'll assign IP address for this. So it's like 192.168.0.0.2, and this is like 192.168.0.3, and this is like 192.168.0.4. Here also same IP address 192.168.0.0.2, 192.168.0.3, and the last one 192.168.0.4. But this address will be 192.168.0.1, which is gateway IP. They are also same 192.168.0.1. So next we are going to assign public IP address. So this is what private. So public IP address something like 2.40.81.6 is what public IP. And here also we'll have at one end we'll have some public IP, something like 4.10.6.3. So this is an example IP of public and private. So here, whatever we are going to see in this part from the Wi-Fi router to here, which comes under LAN, and this is what all private IPs. So you can change whatever IP you want. You can assign it automatically by DHCP, or you can manually also change the IP address if you want inside a LAN. So IP address in the private can be changeable. You can change it by yourself. But the public IP address we cannot change because it is assigned by ISP. This is what public IP, which is assigned by ISP. We cannot change that. Whatever amount, whatever fees we are paying to get the internet service, we are paying for this IP. We are charging, the ISP are charging for this IP. But this IP, private IP, is assigned automatically by the DHCP, which will be inbuilt in the Wi-Fi router. So from the Wi-Fi router, as you know, we'll have one cable which is from the ISP. That is what, there we have public IP, and then we have from the other point we'll have, the private IP. So private IP address is unique inside a LAN, but not outside a LAN. Private IP address is unique inside a LAN in the sense it, for example, if I have another PC here, some other PC here, I cannot assign the IP address which is already used in the LAN 192.168.0.2, which is already used. I can't assign this IP address because private IP address is unique inside a LAN. but not outside a LAN. The same IP address I can use this in some other LAN. For example, in my home, for example, I am here. My IP address is this. In your home, you may also have the same IP address, which is 192.168.0.2. So private IP address is unique inside a LAN, but not outside a LAN. Okay. Coming to public IP address is unique everywhere. It's unique everywhere. My public IP address and your public IP address is totally different. It can't be same anytime. But my private IP address and your private IP address can be same. Clear? So these are all what private IP and public IP and the ranges of private IP. So the importance of cybersecurity in this topic is like understanding the distincts between private and public IP. It is so crucial for security policies, network segmentations, monitoring and logging. So this is what all about private IP and public IP and what are the differences, and how to find private IP and public IP of your system.